Hi kids, welcome back. Slightly different setup today, trying out my new ring light with my other ring light over there, and it's not too bad. Firstly, I must apologise for the state of my hair. It's because I'm not getting it cut until we shoot Off-World Survivors, and yeah, it's now at unmanageably long and horribly grey levels, but I can't dye it, I can't cut it, I can't do anything with it until after we finish this film. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this video, which is mainly me talking, I apologise for the lack of interesting edit stuff like this. Is that I'm currently in a massive period of really busyness. That doesn't make sense. Basically, I had about 8 or 9 days off last week and the week before, just because Candy Jar Books were doing other stuff and I had to go out, and you know, I finished off the big jobs that I was doing. I was doing some pretty late nights. I'm very thankful for the work, by the way. But once I'd finished that work, I get about 8 or 9 days off, and it's like, oh, okay, can't even enjoy it because your brain's going, you should be working. Anyway, I'm now, the work has come back in, and it's come back with a vengeance. And as a result, I'm doing quite a lot simultaneously, which is obviously not giving me a lot of time to do more in-depth videos with a bit more editing and a bit more sort of cut and paste and show and tell stuff. So I'm just going to briefly talk about what I'm up to right now. I've got 2 children's books to illustrate. I've just started. One is about a flamingo, the other is about a cocker spaniel. I'm not the biggest fan of drawing animals. It's probably the thing I do least well, but I've got a handle on it and I know what I'm doing, and the authors seem pretty happy. So that's going to keep me busy for over, well, I've got to do, you know, a page on the one, a page on the other, and keep going. Most of these books have about 20 pages, and that's going to keep me busy for easily a month and a half. On top of that, at the same time, I've got to, whenever I get spare time, yeah, right. I'm also working on a book with Candy Jar about castles, a children's book about the castles, some of the castles in Wales, which we started last year, and I'm about 3 pages in. On top of that, I'm just looking down here. That is my schedule for, I'm currently recording on a microphone my 3rd book for Audible. This is a book called A Talgorse Horror by Darren Powis. Looks like that, and it's available on Amazon right now, but I'm recording the audiobook version. And each chapter, let's say for example, when you're doing an audiobook, you've got to read and record it, which on average takes about an hour and a half, and then you've got to edit it, which takes about 3 times as long, because you've got to cut out, you know, bad takes, fluffs, extraneous sound, put the sentences back together with the right timing in between them so they don't seem too fast or too spaced apart. It's a big job, and I don't know if you know, but with audiobooks you don't get paid until it sells. So you record it hoping it'll sell like hotcakes, but you don't receive any money until people buy a download. So if you've not listened to some great audiobooks, there's Welcome to Neverbury by Chris Lynch, which even if I wasn't involved with this doing the audio, it's still probably my favorite book of all time now. Welcome to Neverbury came out 2 years ago, and the sequel is imminent, so the audio for this was great fun to do. There's that. There's also For All Our Scars by Michael Cromack, and that's a slightly different one. It's a lot more serious. It's a dark thriller set up north about a young lad who's coming to terms with his, shall we say, orientation, and there's murder and there's intrigue and there's lots of unexpected curveballs. So that was really good as well, and that's beginning to sell quite well. The third book, again, like I say, Talgorse Horror, which will be out, I would say I've got about 13 chapters to do. In addition to that, I'm editing, illustrating, and managing a book by a friend of mine called Imperfect Specimen. That's not his name. His name is David Jandrell, and he is a long-time writer, written lots of comedy books, and the one thing that is interesting is that he used to be in correspondence with the late great Ronnie Barker, and they exchanged letters over David's comedy genius. But David decided at the ripe old age of about 66 or whatever to write a sci-fi book, which he'd never done before. So we had a mutual friend who sent me the sci-fi book and said, will you read this and tell me if it's any good? And it's flipping amazing. So I'm like, this has got to come out. So I'm illustrating, editing, managing the whole process from start to finish in conjunction with David. And that will be out via Candy Jar stroke Jelly Bean Books, hopefully by the end of the year. It's a really good read. It's my kind of sci-fi. It's a simple narrative that has lots of complicated kind of implications and meanings to it. It very feels kind of, remember the Sam Rockwell film Moon? It's a bit like that. It's a bit like 2001. It's a bit like THX 113, but you mashed them all together. Really, really good stuff. I've never been this excited about a book since Welcome to Neverbury. So on top of that, I have not got a lot of time for things because in addition, I'm also doing Off-World Survivors. Right now, you may have seen we built the framework for the set upstairs in my gaff. I have to put in time and money to finish that. And I don't have the money if I don't do the work. And if I'm doing the work, I don't have the time. So that's how that works. We currently don't have any Kickstarters or anything, but I have set up a Ko-fi or Coffee link. That's more of a payment portal. I mean, obviously, there's nothing stopping you from chipping in out the goodness of your articles. But generally for Cardiff Collector Con, which is coming up in the 13th and 14th of September, we'll need a payment portal for raffles and all kinds of things that we're trying to do to raise money. That means I've got to go over here in my room and do a load of painting up and modifying Nerf guns, set pieces that we will sponsor. You know, you can sponsor a set piece on the day and then you get that set piece and a t-shirt, not the clerk's t-shirt, obviously. That's a collector's item and it's very old and you can't have it. And an Off-World Survivors t-shirt and badges and bits and bobs, and a copy of the film when it's finished on DVD. Breaking news, just announced for Cardiff Collector Con on the 13th of September. New guest, David Goodison, one of the original Davros actors. David played Davros in 1979's Tom Baker story, Destiny of the Daleks. On top of the film, we've just about finished casting. I'm kind of holding out for one more person, but I don't think they want to be involved, weirdly enough. What can you do? The offer was there. On top of that, Collector Con said that my current projects on YouTube, Weirdo, the little Weirdo maquette, is still there. I haven't moved on since you saw my previous video where I put the head in the oven, and that sounds worse than it is, and I cooked it so it was rock hard and a few other little bits. So I've still got to finish sculpting the hand, the skirt, and then put the body into the oven to cure it and then paint it. That's taking time. That's taking a backseat to everything else that I'm doing right now. The Blake 7 Federation blasters, first one's almost finished. It's pretty sturdy. It's all there. All I need to do now is make the sight that goes over here, and then obviously paint it and buy a strap for it, but I don't think I'll bother with a strap for a while. I've got to make the stock, the flat piece that goes on the end here, kind of like that. But other than that, I'm quite happy with them. My friend Paul, again, helped me with drilling and affixing these, so they're not going to fall off. But I'm going to make 4 of these, and I'll probably keep one for myself, and the rest will generate money for the film, etc. But I'd like to get this finished as soon as I can. What else? Yes, Christmas. Some of you, I guess a very few number of you now, who will remember me as spending the best part of 11 years dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow, savvy. I will be bringing Jack back at the end of the year for Christmas. I've been speaking to an old friend of mine who wants to use Jack Sparrow for some Christmas promotional stuff in Cardiff city centre. Only a handful of appearances, but he talked me into it, so we'll be discussing that, but that's going to happen in December, obviously. Maybe November, I don't know yet, but Jack will be back briefly. We'll see how well that goes down. I did swear off doing it ever again, but I need time, I need money, I need to make a film, I need to do all these things. And in my spare time, when it's the very early hours of the morning and I should be sleeping, but my brain is buzzing, I go Duolingo now. I'm trying my best to learn Finnish, which is kind of easy, but also really a difficult language to learn. So that's fun. Anyway, on top of that, there's housework, there's paying the rent, the bills, there's coffee going cold, that kind of stuff. This is why I can't do too much on YouTube right now, so I'm electing to do a sit and talk video, a little bit of a show, and not much show, but lots of tell, get it? Yeah, never mind. So that's just an explanation of what I'm up to. So don't lose hope. There's plenty coming up to show you. Like I said, the Blake 7 Guns, the Weirdo Maquette, the progress on Off-World Survivors, the audiobooks, the imminent threat of Jack Sparrow coming back at the end of the year for a couple of live appearances. And yeah, it's all going on. So I am currently trying to get up earlier in the morning, but I'm still working at gone sort of 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. It's not good. And I'm an old man now. So I've only a certain number of spoons a day to do stuff. When your brain says that's it, that's it. Did I mention that I've got ADHD as well? Yeah, so there's certain things that you can push through as much as you can, but then you crash. And when you crash, you're dead to the world for a couple of days. So that's what I'm up to. What are you guys up to? I will try and do a live video at some point because I like the whole messages coming up and I can chat to you. So what are you guys up to this summer? Summer's still here, right? Where are we? No, we're in September. See, I don't know what's going on. I have said that Off-World Survivors is going to be my last film. Unless someone comes up with a fully funded budget or, a truckload of money or just a film that's completely, ready to go, that doesn't cost me anything. I'm not going to do any more films. I'm done. I need more time to myself, and time could be served better than throwing lots of money that I don't have, because I'm on a very low wage, by the way, into movies that aren't going to do anything. Sad but true. That's why Bloody Students isn't getting made. That's why I had to turn it into Mummified, which you will be able to get at Cardiff Collectors Con as well on DVD. So, yeah, it sounds like a lot of whinging, basically, but the takeaway from this is that I'm very, very happy to be busy and working, because work means money, money means house, means food, means coffee going cold. And but that does mean I spin a heck of a lot of plates, and as I get older, I'm growing increasingly dissatisfied with I used to be like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm doing all these things. Now I'm getting like, I shouldn't be this busy. I shouldn't be. Sometimes it just happens, it piles up, and you just got to play whack-a-mole and get the jobs down, So thank you to everyone who's currently making use of me in their illustration, voiceover, that kind of stuff, and occasional pirate appearances. So I am grateful for that. But I am super busy. I don't want the YouTube channel to fall by the wayside. So I will still be doing videos every Tuesday, no matter what is going on, even if they're shorter and they're little bits. I mean, for example, I've got a lot of stuff filmed about this. So maybe we can do a little bit of that. I am still waiting, actually, for some metal rods. They're in the post to make the final sights on the ends of these things. And plus I'm using a piece of Lego, believe it or not. It works really well. Anyway, that's it for this week. Apologies again for the lack of interesting video, but it's just kind of, I just feel that if you guys are going to subscribe and tune into my videos and give me thumbs ups, which are really nice when you do that, I really appreciate you giving me the thumbs up, then I can at least keep you updated on what's going on, what's coming up, and I hope you won't judge me too harshly for not doing too much of an entertaining video this week. I also, before I go and follow Paul Mount and his World of Stuff. He is a writer and a reviewer, has been working for Starburst magazine for a long time, does a bit of acting as well, and he's got a great channel, The World of Stuff, and me and him will be doing a collaboration interview type video at some point, and he's a good chap. So if you like your Doctor Who, especially if you like Doctor Who, he's the man to follow. So go subscribe to Paul. That's it for me. I'm going to go now. Coffee's going cold, like I said. See you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye then.